Here's Hunt. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. Byron Jones in there to make the tackle.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
That's going to be a 6-yard gain. It leaves them with 3rd down and just a yard to go. Now they try the right side here. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you've got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
And out now come the Cowboys. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Eluding the pressure right. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive game. A 2nd down throw for Prescott. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
46.
Prescott from the gun on 3rd. Open man, there is Patterson, complete. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs. And on the ground they go with a running back. And across the midfield stripe into Eagle territory. The Pro Bowler Fletcher Cox there to get him down.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 4 yards on the play, and that will lead us into the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. We'll come back to Philadelphia after this. The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3.
Swing on the field, right.
On play action, Prescott. And that is incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
Well, the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Over the middle, he gets it to Patterson. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. A 4th down, no problem. 19 yards that time, but now it's 1st and 10. Prescott now 6 of 10 in this first half. He's got his guys a 1st down here. Now they'll run it on the toss. Still going. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
And they're going to get him down, but not before a pretty good run right there. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Just a gain of a yard, but it's going to set them up with a first and goal. This is first and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime.
46.
They'll try to throw now. Prescott into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Able to get there and pick it. And they'll have the football, but deep in their own territory as he's brought down at the 5.
So that's back-to-back drives where they're throwing an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
35 seconds, all that remains in the first half as they come up on first down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
And they'll go with the ground attack here. And a short gain here as he gets it up only to about the 6. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Well, we know he's an electric runner. Earlier this half, you were wondering how they were going to bottle him up at different levels. That was your suggestion. Some mixed results.
Yeah, certainly, because we have seen him bottled up at times. We've seen him play him very well. We've also seen him pop the cork a few times and get out of there, haven't we?
We have indeed. The Eagles on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
Detroit!
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. And he got a little aggressive too early.
And he did, wanting that quick takeoff as the ball was snapped, but I think sometimes those big guys on offense, they're pretty cagey too, right? They make those little sudden moves or those little subtle moves that get you to jump.
And that last penalty makes this third down play a little more interesting. 3rd and 5.
Hurry up, here we go. 3:19.
Back to throw. Bowman. And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Leopard! Motion! Back 55! Big stop, G. Big stop, let's go.
Throwing on first down. Bowman. He's going to wind up and air it out. And nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but it does get away and it's 2nd down. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10.
Watch it now, Barney!
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime. So we've come to halftime here in Philly with the Eagles on top. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. Out come the Cowboys now as he'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. They run again with Wilkins. He takes this from the 30 to the 34.
Back-to-back 4-yard runs. Now, look, if they just do that all the way downfield, ball ends up in the end zone, but that's a little difficult to do.
Yeah, I think now 3rd and 2, that defense ready to stiffen up and stop that run. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Here you go.
On 3rd down, that's Wilkins. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. And 12 yards that time and picking up the first.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
46.
Prescott on 1st down. He's going to sling this deep downfield and nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but it does get away and it's 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield after a gain of about 4.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the pass, but in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right, it might go to them in this game.
I like that, MVU. Well done.
Prescott from the gun. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. And they get 14 yards there and a 1st down.
Like so many tight ends nowadays, they have no problem at all putting him in the slot and letting him go to work, and that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a 1st down.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
All right, Brandon, you know me as well as anyone. You know I don't usually advocate abandoning things during a game, but here we are in the 2nd half. I think it's time to change things up. Let the running game go a little bit. Let's get to the passing game, and if you still want to get in the hands of the runner, maybe you swing it to him, throw it to him a little bit. Try it that way.
Open here is Allison. That's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A good pickup there, a 22. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there are very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the 1st half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another 1st. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. A line of scrimmage, once again the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. They get it to him running left. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Cowboys have cut it to within a score. And this one through the uprights and good. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. And they'll go on the ground. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Now a handoff looking right. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. And third quarter here, you've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, now you've stopped the clock and you've helped out the guys on the other side of the ball. So keep it in the hands of those runners. Keep moving it. Keep grinding clock.
On first down, Bowman escaping the pressure right. Trying for the tight end, Ertz, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 45, and he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage, but instead he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
Following the interception, here's Prescott. Oh, Prescott stripped, and the Eagles have recovered. A defensive-minded coach loves to bring the heat, brought the heat there, and it worked out.
And nowadays, all those defensive-minded coaches, for them, it's all about getting the football. I went into one facility, and as soon as you walked into the defensive room, there was a football, like on a spring, and each guy that walks in that plays has to act like he's knocking the ball free. They want those instincts created. They want them to think about that all the time, and that's what they try to preach.
And they'll run it here. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Flushed out right, and this is incomplete.
Let's face it, perfection is something we all chase, whether it's playing this game or whatever we do. Hard to attain, but that's what they were searching for as that pass goes incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Now they try the right side here. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here. But it was stopped on that play. He's had plenty of carries all afternoon. Every now and then the defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to him the rest of the game.
And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
I know they've got to be careful not to go to the well too often, but it's a fine line, isn't it? Because sometimes if you've got success, you want to just keep pounding away.
But no success there. They rallied quickly on the defensive end. So he splits the uprights and has to be a nice feeling. Right when it left his foot, knew it was good.
Yeah, just like a good three-point shooter in basketball, right? Release the ball, fall back on defense without even looking. You know it's going in the hoop.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The offense for the Cowboys now working their way back onto the field. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it now because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. So what again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
47.
Play fake. Here's Prescott. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and it'll be a 2nd down.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown.
26.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back. Those are the ones you focus on and want to take away, and they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
A good pickup there, 26 yards. Prescott now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10.
Under.
Now they'll run it on the toss. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. The bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him. He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Here's Prescott. And a quick throw here, that's complete. He'll get the 1st down and more inside the 20. And he's going to get it all the way down to the 10-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get the 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
He'll get it up the middle. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. They get it to him running left. And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds. A very valuable 9-yard pickup, and now they're set up a little better here for 3rd and goal. Well, they've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal?
Here we go, 46.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to bring up a 4th and goal. Well, look at the clock. You're down 2 scores. Have to go for this, don't you?
And they thought that as soon as they took over possession. It didn't matter where they were on the field. They were always going to be in 4-down territory. Backed up, in good situation, it didn't matter. So they've been preparing for that on their play sheet the entire time.
This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a good return up past the 30, but was it aided by an illegal block or a hold? Let's see. So that will push him back.
And now we know why I had a little extra space to run, don't we? An illegal block in the back, that penalty will move them back.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10.
Lucky 56.
On 1st and 10, Bowman on the move to his left. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it.
Lucky 56. 56. Ah!
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll be taken down at the 18. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
And this is an absolutely big 3rd down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Has to. You said big 3rd down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. And on the ground they go with the running back. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
Well, partner, I guess sometimes it's just a matter of philosophy. Some say run it until they absolutely stop you, and others say, well, when you think they're about to stop you, fool them a little bit. I guess they should have tried to fool them on that play.
Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. The Eagles send out their punter now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. The Cowboys offense heading back out and ready to go again. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember
And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. The 40, 20, 10, touchdown, Cowboys. Jordan Wilkins, 95 yards. And the Cowboys are an extra point away from tying the football game. The extra point, a vital one, and he gets it to go. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this 4th quarter. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. A big seam, and he might go all the way. And he's going to take it all the way into the end zone. What a return, and they've taken the lead.
Hey, that score deserves our respect, deserves our excitement. But I'm looking at the clock, and I'm thinking, there's a long way to go in this one.
Ideally, they would have liked to milk a little bit more time off. Now on the other sideline, you start to get the crew together and say, this is what we practiced the 2-minute drill for, right?
Yeah, you hope you've been in that situation before, and if you haven't, you just have the confidence, hey, let's go down there and get this thing done. But, boy, that's a big score right there to give them the advantage.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field. They're down here in a 1-score game. But the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late-game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
They have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. They'll run it now out of the gun. Brings it up just shy of the 25. Showed some of that quickness there on the move. A good productive run there on 1st down. He winds up getting 8. He'll look to throw. A quick hitter complete. It's Patterson. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
I know it was a completion, but probably not the best decision to throw the ball to the middle of the field here. No timeouts. Give a ton of credit to him making the catch and finding a way to get to the sideline and get out of bounds.
Prescott now. A perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. Now a desperation. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. picked off at the 30. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line.
I tell you, Brandon, it seems like this guy's been all over the field so far. That's his second interception of the game. And so much of playing defense in the NFL, especially when it comes to defending the pass, is all about positioning and technique. And this is fantastic work on both fronts there.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. And they'll go with the ground attack here. Spinning away. So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. And now a timeout called by the Cowboys defense, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. That one looks like he'll throw here. He'll buy some time right. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. And now the Cowboys are going to call another timeout, as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. And they'll go on the ground. And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets them back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game. Now they'll run it on the toss. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 7 yards on the carry there, but now they're staring at 4th down. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. And the kick is good. So you wonder how this one might be remembered the next time these two teams meet. But until then, this game's over. A lot of scoring. There's no doubt about that in this one, Charles. Points, they were not at a premium. They were pretty easy to come by.
They were, but it was fun, wasn't it? Because both teams finding ways to click. And you know people who love this game, they also love baseball games that are 14-11 with 3 or 4 home runs mixed in.
So for Philadelphia, the win gets them back over 500 at 5-4 on the year. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Meanwhile, for the Cowboys, they'll lose an important one here, as that drops them to 5-4 on the season. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Houston Texans. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.